Welcome to Power Code Music. In today's presentation, we're going to talk about the Epiphone ES-335 Dot Limited Edition Black Royale guitar. We're going to do a quick review. Epiphone's latest production guitar releases for 2021 and beyond are impressive to say the least, with updated headstocks, elevated craftsmanship, and more attention to detail than ever before. With this, the company has indeed taken its guitar line to the next level, without a doubt. However, it would be foolish to ignore specific previous Epiphone guitar model lines, such as their limited edition custom shop runs from 2012 to 2016. During this period, many Epiphone guitars stamped limited edition custom shop on the back of the neck closer to the headstock, often delivered far more bang for the buck. Depending upon the specific collection run, they would include upgrades like Gibson pickups, better overall finishes, higher quality nuts, good name brand tuners, and even better fretwork and intonation in many cases. One of my favorite guitars that I own is my Epiphone ES-335 Dot Limited Edition Black Royale. Now, the very first time I picked up this guitar at Guitar Center, its overall quality and playability blew me away. Now, since the Gibson ES-335 is my all-time favorite guitar, my goal in this regard was to get as close as humanly possible. My Dot is a part of the limited edition Black Royale collection. The series was made in China and released back in 2012. The Black Royale collection is a total of 6 different guitar models, which includes the Les Paul, the Dot, the Wildcat, the Riviera P93, the Emperor Swing Star, and of course the ES-339 Pro. Guitars in the Black Royale series have a black pearl fine metallic color finish with a silver sparkle binding. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's really something. It took me a while to get used to, because in the right light it does sparkle. And it just, again, it took a little bit to get used to, but now that I'm used to it, I really like it. Now with this, let's get into the Dot. We'll start with the body. Of course, the Dot is a semi-hollow body construction, and semi-hollow guitars basically have a center block that runs through the middle of the guitar to promote sustain and reduce feedback. It has a laminated maple top. The sides are also laminated maple, along with the back of the guitar. The pick guard, or should I say the stock pick guard, is silver with a metal E on it. As you can see with my upgrades, I chose a white 2-ply ES traditional pick guard. Let's talk about the neck. The neck is a set mahogany neck, as you can see. The neck shape is a 60s slim taper neck shape. Let me turn that over, see if you can really get a good look at that. And the neck joint, of course, is glued in. The truss rod is an adjustable truss rod. And the cover is a 2-layer black and white with vintage E in white. We have with us here a rosewood fingerboard with pearloid dot inlays. There is a sloped dove wing headstock, more old style, with a pearloid dot inlay. We have 22 medium jumbo frets, and we have a 12-inch fingerboard radius, which is one of my favorites. I like it as flat as possible. Now the scale length of this guitar is 24.75 inches. The nut width here is 1.68 inches. And with my upgrades, I put in a Graphtec nut. I replaced it with a black one. Moving on to the binding, as we talked about before, look at that. It's a 1-ply silver sparkle binding that covers the body and the neck. Let's move on to the electronics. The stock guitar comes with 2 Alnico Classic humbucker pickups. It comes with a Classic humbucker that is in the neck position, and then a Classic humbucker plus that's in the bridge position. Now the controls on the guitar consist of 1 bridge volume control, 1 neck volume control, 1 bridge tone control, and 1 neck tone control, along with a 3-way selector switch. In regards to my upgrades for this guitar, what I did is I took out the 2 Alnico Classic humbucker pickups and I replaced them with Gibson Classic 57 pickups, and I have the 57 Classic pickup in the neck position here, and then I have the Gibson Classic 57 Plus in the bridge position. I also upgraded the wiring harness for this guitar, and the kit that I used was wired to a 1950s Gibson Les Paul wiring schematic. With this, that 50s wiring gives the overall tone, it makes it more stronger and more transparent. Now this means that the notes kind of open up more when you play, kind of more of a full sound, which I really like. Now I strongly recommend, if you are going to replace the wiring harness on a semi-HollowBody or a HollowBody guitar, that you take it to an authorized service center, because if you try to do it yourself, you got to keep in mind that there is no back panel on this guitar for getting to your wiring. So what you're going to need to do is you have to fish the harness and the electronics out through the F-holes, which is an absolute nightmare. And so if you are not used to working on HollowBody or semi-HollowBody guitar electronics, I strongly suggest that you take it to a professional luthier to get that done, or you just may go insane and you can't say that you weren't told. With this, let's move on to the components of the kit that I used. We have 2 Bournes short shaft push-pull pots for coil tapping on this guitar for the volume controls. So this thing can coil tap, push-pull coil tap. Very cool. There are 2 500K Bournes Pro Audio short split shaft pots with standard torque, which is 24 spline tone controls. We have 2 WD tone cap 0.022 UF or 600 volt paper in coil capacitors for warm vintage tone on the wiring harness. We have 1 Switchcraft 3-way toggle switch, which is again a short shaft. We have 1 Switchcraft 1/4 inch mono output jack. We have all of the wiring in this guitar is shielded 22 gauge thick stranded wire, which is of course vintagely, or should I say vintage accurate. And with that, we have 1 foot of 1/4 inch heat shrink and 1.5 feet of 8 inch heat shrink. Let's talk about the hardware. All the hardware on this guitar is nickel. The guitar has a lock tone tune-o-matic bridge with a stop bar tailpiece, and the tuners are Grover kidney tuners with an 18:1 ratio. Both the volume and the tone controls are black reflector knobs, and there's also of course the elevated pickguard. My upgrades included a Gotall tune-o-matic guitar bridge, which is on this specific guitar here. I also added Schaller security strap locks, which is one there and also one here. Let's move on and talk about the pros and cons of this guitar. We'll start with the cons first, and again, these are the stock pros and cons. First, the guitar came with a plastic nut. The stock pickups in this guitar, which these of course are not the stock ones, but the stock pickups in this guitar were good, but the bottom end were a bit muddy. The tones were a bit muddy and cloudy. The bridge was not bad, but it was a lower quality and I wanted a higher quality bridge, so I replaced it. Let's talk about the pros, and these are the stock pros of this guitar. The guitar out of the box has great bones and was quick and easy to set up. It also had great playability with a good 22 fret range. The tuners are quality tuners, brand name, and keeps the instrument in tune. The fret edges of this guitar were also smooth and the frets were well dressed. Very impressive Epiphone. Again, the fit and finish of this guitar I thought was beautiful. It took me a minute just to get used to the color and the binding, but oh my gosh, if you could see this thing in person, it is really beautiful. The neck is also a great fit in my hands for playing, and it feels like a good sturdy build, and it's solid, which is awesome because it gives you good confidence when you're playing. Now, in summary, in my humble opinion, the Epiphone Dots are, I believe, the best guitar buy in the $400 to $600 price range. After my upgrades, this Dot is, like, for me now, a priority item that I would grab first before leaving a burning building. For me, it plays and sounds like a dream. I love this guitar. I've played many Gibson ES-335s at various music stores, and from my perspective, my Epiphone 335 Dot, limited edition Black Royale, is as close as I can get without breaking the bank. Well, that, my friends, is a wrap. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up and click the subscribe button on your screen now to join our group. We have new videos coming out every 7 to 10 days, and we would love to have you be a part of our team. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think about this video. Also, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. While you're here, listen to some of the other music. Watch some of the other videos. Let us know what you think. That's important to us. We want to thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you soon.